Hello, good evening. I am here. I might be precariously propped up on chargers, but I am here. So hopefully things are going to go okay. So tonight I'm going to be playing with a stamp set that I've shown you some papers for the favoured flowers. And tonight I'm going to be using the stamps and the dies because I didn't really showcase those very much the other day. I just used the dies from the thank you from there. So let me just get you down on the table and I'm sure somebody will come in and join us. Okay, so these are the papers that are free in the celebration brochure. Okay, so we've got quite a few samples in here that are really nice, and I thought tonight I would just do a case the catalogue but show you a little bit more about the set. And then the stamp sets and dies are in here in the mini catalogue, and there's some beautiful things in here. So I'm just going to do a nice little simple card tonight with those, but I have got something I need to show you from the printer. Hi Carol, hi Claire, nice to see you. So I'm just going to grab that off the printer so that I remind myself to update you later. Okay, so this is the stamp set, okay, and gorgeous. Yeah, that is going to slide. Well, I don't think we're going to last long on there. Okay, I'm going to unplug you, but I'm going to have to watch the battery to make sure that we don't conk out. So, Fragrant Flowers is really, really lovely set. And the fact that it goes with these papers so beautifully is really good. I just wanted to walk you around a little bit more because I think we just used this quickly. You remember the one I did the 3 of these? We just very quickly did some cards. There's a couple of them. I just used the greeting on here mainly on the 3 of them. So thanks and hello. So I was going to use this a little bit more tonight and just show you a little bit more of what it can do. So if I leave that over there. So where should we start? We will start with the dies. I'm going to take that out for now. I keep the cover in there just to protect these. If your dies fall off onto the stamp, obviously this is the cut edge and it can actually damage the die here. So by keeping that sleeve, or sometimes I've used a piece of card because it's a bit thicker and this doesn't get so manky, I might say store this underneath here just in the back so that it stays with the stamp set. So I'll put a piece of card in here. So I think I'll do that afterwards. But we've got the gorgeous stamps and then we've got some textures in there as well, and the leaves and little bars here that do these tiny little words. So some really nice stuff in there. So I think I'm just going to have a play tonight. Hi, able to join me. Well done, Zena. I'm hoping to pop out on Friday afternoon actually and do some drop-offs with some orders. So I will touch base with you all later. I was hoping to do today, but that didn't quite happen. So beautiful set, lovely stamps, and of course the free papers. Now if I can't convince you all that you need to have these papers, by the time I finish a project I'm working on, yeah, you'll see the range, and I think everybody will be wanting these papers. So I was just going to bring a couple of pieces over off that stamp set. These ones here, this is the big shape that will cut the big image. Now I'm not sure if it's, yes it is this one. We've got this one might be easier for you to see, the coral flavours, because the colours, it's favoured flowers. So these ones here match these two, and this pointy one obviously goes on the leaf. But then you've got exactly the same image reversed, and you've got it here on this image. So with a whole sheet of this paper, you've got quite a few images you can actually die cut. And I love Stampin' Up for that, because they've done this a lot lately, whereby you have images. This is the other one here with the pair of ears, okay, and a little shape here. And you've got some more solid ones about. This is just part of a sheet, okay. So I'm going to go through and die cut some of those while we chat. Ooh, get the big machine up because it's a big die this time. So I'm just going to take that out of the way. Take that bin out of the way because it's not going to be my prop because it doesn't work. Okay. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to fussy cut around here a little bit, just to get the shapes so that I can actually get to the dies, because it won't all go through the machine. Okay, so if I just take some of these out. Okay, now you've heard me say about these pieces on the end here. I'm going to show you with this one. around there and just come, sorry, going off camera, just with a couple of pieces. So these two in here, I've got a whole one and a part one. So that one can come out and this one can come out. We just want enough to be able to get the dye in here. We keep all of those little pieces. I promise you, I do use pieces. We will do some more with scraps later, actually. We've actually got a blog hop coming up shortly with we're using scraps, so that will be a good one to actually use for that. So I'm going to just run this through here, run that through long ways, and get these dyes out. Now, I have got my tape here, I believe. I did have my tape here. Where did my tape disappear? Oh, okay. There it is. It's hiding. It was in its rightful place. This is the Scotch tape, and I use the removable one. So it's just that little bit tacky to be able to grab these images. I'll catch up with the notes in a minute, but hello everybody who's joining. Helen, you've made it. Haha. You got your route plan for tomorrow? Helen's coming to see me, so it's really nice. We're not in the same team, but we live in the same county, so it's always nice. We touch base through a recent post. It's nice for her to come and pop in and see me. I always have an open house here, so if any of you are watching from a distance and you fancy popping in and seeing me, then please, if the diary is empty and I'm available, then I always love to see visitors. So you're more than welcome. And we do have beds as well, so we have spare beds. We don't actually run B&B, but we do retreats here, so we do have spare beds. So this one here, with very little waste from the outside edge, we actually have the images cut out. Now, I hope you can see that on there. That'll be easier on the plate. Can you see how much of a border that's left? A little black border all the way around there. They're really, really gorgeous. You have indeed. You've got your passport to come down this south of the county. Okay, so that's the big one. I'm going to do the other big one while I've got it out, and then we'll decide which colour we're going to use. Okay, so these ones can be hard. What I said earlier, these ones can actually be hard to see in here. There is a bud in there, but the dye will do the work for you. So if you line up on the point on the biggest one, and I go for these two flowers here, kind of just make sure that the rest of it is sat sensibly and there's an even black border around it. Okay, I think we're kind of there. And I've used little pieces of tape. I reuse them. I just put them on the side of my machine. Okay, get that out of the way. So those that were watching last week, did you, who's tried the bubble wrap? Anybody tried bubble wrap yet? I do love it. I've got different techniques, different mediums, different textures to share with you. But hey, we'll get to them shortly, I'm sure. So that's the big one done. So now I'm going to go in with the little ones here. So again, these are quite easy to see which way they go. So a good even spacing of the black round. There you go, and just hold that down. And a plate. Now next, where are we? We're Wednesday today, aren't we? Similar to your florets. Yes, absolutely. The florets are beautiful for that, aren't they? They cut out so nicely. Right, okay, so there's another tiny little piece of border there, and that one's done. And then this one, I'll show you why I do this. This might determine as to which colours we're going to do. Okay, I'm making some alternative versions with this paper for something I'm doing next weekend. I'm going well out of county. I'm going along the side, the south coast, doing a busman's holiday. I might have said the other day, and they've asked me to do one of the optional classes there. So what I'm working on at the moment is the class. Be really good, really pleased to go, and then spending a whole weekend crafting. Hey, isn't that bad? It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. And I'm going with one of my team as well. She introduced me to it, something that she's been going to. It's really nice. So that's those ones cut. I am just going to cut these. When I invested in these magnets, I got the really thick ones, okay, much thicker. I've had some flimsy ones, they're bendy. These ones are much thicker and they've got adhesive sheet on the back, so they're much easier to stick into your boxes. But now I find sometimes I really have to struggle to get these off. So like these ones, I have to bend it slightly to get those released. But there is no way they're going to fall off there. You could turn them over and they're not going to fall off. So I am really pleased because that is what I wanted. So I'm going to grab some white card here, I believe. Oops. My basic white here and get a scrap. So I can cut a couple of pieces. I could run this through the little machine, but okay. Just cut that roughly round. If you have a plate that has got lots of scratches on it here and lines on it, you will find that when you put certain surfaces through, you'll get lines and scratches on your card. Now I tend to cut everything to size like this. The card isn't so bad, but certainly any foils you've got, if you were cutting a piece of silver foil, you really want to get rid of all the excess because they will just dent into that foil, something chronic. So that's how easy that one comes out. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside and then I'm just going to do one. I'm going to do one in the middle of this piece because I'm going to use that as a template and drop it back in. Okay, my plates could do with a clean, I think. A bit of a scrub under the tap. It's inevitable that we get glue and things on them, so we can't help that. So dye's going safely away and those two plates will just come off. There we go. Lift that off. And those two are ready. Okay, I will do some watercolouring another day, but I'm going to use these die cut images again today because I think I did a different set last time. So where should we go? I'm going to bring these back on. I've got enough here to do a couple of cards, so we could go down the coral, Calypso coral shades there. And we can go with the Blackberry Bliss and these shades here. Now the reason I was mentioning about this one is because you've got part of an image, but you can tuck that, can you see that there? You can tuck that piece with a straight line, you can tuck that underneath and elongate your design. Or you can have that buttered up against just grab a note card. I've got one over there, excuse me. So this is a note card. But this would butt up against the edge there. So if you wanted to put something, you've got a few pieces, you could put that round and frame it nearly with a sentiment in the middle. So they could come down like so, and then your sentiment could be here and lots of pieces around the side. Nothing would go to waste on die cuts at all. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there for a minute. Here we've got lots of notes on here. Oh, there you go. Sorry, ladies. So, oh, what have we got? You found some bubble wrap might go at the weekend. Absolutely. Where am I going? I'm going down to West Sussex. One of my team in Cambridge, in near Newmarket, she, let's see what I'm going to do. Oh, let me just decide where I'm going and I can talk as I do because I have note cards here. Yes, I might. I have. I know what I'll try and want to do, and I'm just going to grab some. That will do. There we go. I'll do that. Yes, I've got one of my team. She lives in Newmarket, and she's introduced me to this group. And then within 2 days of paying for a cancellation and slotting in the last minute, they decided they wanted me to do an optional class. So I'm playing with that. So 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday crafting. Yes, I can't wait. So what I'm looking around for here is just grabbing a piece of kitchen paper, kitchen roll, there. And I'm going to lean on this just for now. I do use a glass mat sometimes. I do use laminated sheets. This is a note card size. I am concentrating on these this week, or the last couple of weeks, because I am having lots of samples made with this set. So what I'd like to do is build up some texture on here, but I want to put the fresh freesia, which is this paler colour, in the background. Now I am using one of the the blender pens. In fact, that's got white on it. Looking to see my lilac one is probably the other side. So this is a yellow. It's been used for yellow in the past, but it's not leaving any ink, so that's good. So I'm just going to tap this on here, and I do often just want to just build this up a little bit. Okay, just test it on here. Yep, there's some purple coming off there. It is really pale. I could do with a lot of my ink pads need renewing, so re-inking. So I have the refills. I always buy them together. So Celebration. These papers are absolutely gorgeous. Yes, a whole weekend. We travel Thursday via IKEA. So that's another reason to be out. And then we craft from Thursday night. As soon as we've had dinner and the room's free, we will craft till the early hours of the morning. And then all day Friday, Saturday and Sunday till we come home. So I'm just building this up with a blending brush, just putting some colour down behind. I don't want to go all the way to the edges, but hopefully you can see that just starting to get a little bit of freesia on there. Okay, and the idea is I want to just jagged edges. This doesn't have to be anything particular. Just softening that white a bit. There we go, a little bit up that corner. Just to take the edge off the white, that's all it's doing. Hi Michelle, you're new to me here, nice to see you. Not able to craft at the moment, not well. Oh, bless you. Oh, I hope you're feeling better soon. You can always watch crafting, always. In fact, when I'm crafting and there's nothing on the telly I want to watch, I watch videos. I do watch other people. So this is for a note card. I think I'm going to do it this way on. We'll see. We'll decide later. There isn't really a right and wrong with this flower, okay? But I like the blooms kind of coming upwards like so, maybe that way. Yeah, I think I like that one. So that's going to head that way, but I have decided I want some more colour in there. It is too pale. I'm going to bring that a bit darker. I don't want to put the blackberry on there because the blackberry will be very dark. So, Celebration. I have some information that's just hot off the press yesterday. Where are we? First today. It was yesterday because it was midnight. Oh, bless you. You're welcome anytime. I'm here on Facebook and YouTube, both at the same time, on a Sunday at 8 and Wednesdays at 9. Just a little bit of different timings, get different audiences. Okay, that's a little bit darker. I just want it to show a little bit more at the sides. Okay, and these are just so soft and gentle. People have said to me they think it's a sponge, but they aren't. If I just show you close to, they are lots of little bristles. Can you see those in there? Literally, see the bristles just as I scrape them across there. They're really gorgeous. Love them to bits. Like everything, we find something we really love and we wish we'd had it a lot longer. So just going through my dimensionals here. I have got a whole sheet, that's all right. I have more on order. Trusted tweezers. Okay, so I'm going to place some dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to have it that way on, like an L shape. We're going to work out where we want to put the sentiment coming through. It's a little bit big on there, isn't it? You know what I might do? And now I've cut those, I might use these ones actually. We have love and we have friend. So I like the friend one. You can use that for lots of things. I think we might stamp him. So we will have a little, I call them a little brick, when I have a little shape like this and it just sits on top somewhere. So I'm going to use that one, block there in front of me. So we'll stamp that one in a sec. Okay, and of course we've also got this little one here. If we wanted to make that a little bit bigger, we've got that, the colour comes in on these ones. We could do that. Or we could just pop that inside on a liner somewhere. So I think I'll leave that for now. This is just showing you how nice these are to die cut and how quickly, if you weren't talking a lot like me, you could literally rustle up some lovely cards quickly. Okay, so just pop these on here. Where the little buds are, if you feel you need them, we have the mini dimensionals as well, obviously. And one in the middle for luck. Okay, there's a little one up there. I might just pop some on. Come on, little ones, where are you? There we go, got some little ones here. Just on those little flowers. The trouble is, the little flowers like this can be left hanging, dangling, and they will kick up. And like this one, I'll just get something, a little piece of that. Okay, look. These are all my edgy bits here. I'm just going to take a piece off there and take that tiny little piece in there. Okay, it's a big flower, so it will need some support. Okay, quite simple. Okay, I need to make an index of what I've shown you, so I can just run down an index and know exactly what I've done, because I'm not so good at keeping track as to what's been shown. Okay, like this one. So that's going to go about an L shape like so. Just that little bit of tinge of colour coming out either side. Very, very simple. And that is just with the die cut from the designer series paper. And the papers, there's so many pieces you can cut out from there. It's just amazing. It's lovely. So that will put one to one side. Very quick card. So that's that one done. And then I will grab the other one here. We'll stamp the greetings together at the end. Note cards. Prep those. If I'm at work, I look forward to catch up online. Oh, bless. Oh, well done, Shaz. You did a pre-order. Oh, you got some new goodies. Oh, you'll have to tell me what you got. I got the collection and I got the alphabets. So I've got a couple of sets coming through. This one I wanted to use some of the paper with. So I'll take the papers back. And I want to show you how they coordinate nicely. So this is the front and this is the back. So that's got purple on the back because this paper has lots of designs in there. Okay, but for this one, we want to use one of the backgrounds. This is the orange one. I think we used that before. There's a pale one in here. I need to just find. Just bear with me a sec. I know there's one in here. That one. It's a very busy pattern for this one, but on the back, look how beautifully that coordinates. So with the flowers, that's just going to pick out lovely. This is quite heavy, but the backgrounds are suitably nice. So if I take this down to 6 inches, I tend to always use the 12 inches, cut in half, and then depending on what I'm doing, I then cut it in half again. Okay, because then you've got a smaller piece to work with. So what we're going to do is cover the front of that note card, decide whether we want a border or not. Okay, if we're going to use a big image on here, I think I'm going to like some Calypso coral behind there. So I have a scrap there. Because the note cards are in inches, you're saying took some, oh yes, didn't you know? Oh, I had that one already. Oh, you got an order for me over this. Oh yes, lovely. Excellent, Linda. Be in touch. So the note card size comes in inches. It's 3.5 inches by 5 inches. So if they come in inches, I tend to stick to the inches. It's just easier knocking it down by 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. So 3.5, I'm going to take this down to 3.25. Take off that 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and then this way is 5 inches, so I'm going to take it down to 4 3/4. That will give me 1/4 of an inch, so that's 1/8 on each side, not sizer. So that's going to sit in there like so. And then this one, I'm going to take a 1/16 down. So I've got to remember these sizes. So I took it down this way too, from 3.5 to 3.25. So I want to come down just 3 1/8. Okay. Take that one away. And then this one was 4 3/4, so I'm going to come down 1/8 to whatever that is, 5/8, 4 5/8. Okay, I can work in imperial if I have to, but I am a centimetre girl really. So hold those up to each other and make sure they go together. Okay, so it's just a quarter down and then a 16th down, or like a ½ centimetre or 0.3 of a centimetre. So there's my base, and then you can see how these colours can come out nicely. So you've got a straightforward there, just one-on-one, and you've got one here with the layers. And it just makes it pop that nice little bit. Okay, so take that away for now. Put those layers together. Because I have the machines here, I'm going to cut myself some bits from the middle. So I'm going to cut these. I know they're a different colour. The only thing that's going to be seen on here is the outside edge, the immediate outside edge. So I'm just going to get my machine ready. They don't need to be stuck down this time because they aren't really going to shift much. They're just plain images. They aren't lining up with something. The others were actually lining up round an image. Hope you get my drift. Okay. Or my gist, if Joy is watching this on replay. Okay. She'll understand. So I've got a nice border all the way around. This is the nearest one to the border, but they are all suitably away from the outside edge. So just gently pop that on there, run that through. I might not need them on this card, but they will be useful gutting the middle and using it on something else. Okay, so take that off. Rid of those. I'll use that again in a sec for the greeting. So if I lift those off, you can see how easily that comes away. A little bit of a wiggle on there. They can come for later. Okay, that one can do another card, and then this one here is going to just lift off. Okay, beautiful. And they come away so cleanly. I'm just going to take the bin over here and scrape them off. This plate I think is still the original that I had. Just going to pop my power lead in because it is telling me it's going to die. Bless it. Mustn't jog the table. Yeah, I believe this is my original plate. Okay, it's been used on both sides, well used, but it's still good. It just means that in all of these lines on here, some pieces will actually catch a little bit. So if you've got a palette knife, or you've got a sharp scissor blade, or the tweezers, you can just tweak them off there quickly. They don't cause any hassle. So dies back in the pot so I don't lose them. In the container, there we go. And this is my matte layer. So let's get this one on, if I can find my adhesive. Okay, I don't know why, but we always turn our card, or a lot of people, I'm not alone, we turn our card over. The card is the same on both sides. But why do we do that? Because we like to. Even though there isn't a right and wrong size, we tend to think the way we've cut it, I think. Okay, so get that in the centre there. They are beautiful colours, Michelle. And you know what? Stampin' Up! The artists that work for Stampin' Up! Just take the hard work out of it. I mean, look at that. That's the same piece. That's the back and the front. Because we've got busy here. We don't really want busy on busy because it'll get lost. But I love these papers. I'll probably turn it that way. But love these papers. They're just so beautiful. So this is my side. I'm going to put the adhesive on here. And of course, Tombow, you need so little. Okay, just scribble through the middle there. Up with me tweezers. And that can come in the centre. Right, so just slide it, wiggle it about, and make sure it's all adhered down. Okay, and then that's all nice and secure. Now we'll do the same with this and get some dimensionals on here. We've got the little ones. That's too small for these. So a couple of those and the big ones. And get these down as quick as we can. I'm conscious of the time. How are we today? Ooh, it feels strange on a Wednesday because it's that bit later. Okay, that should do all right. And then one in the middle. I don't like saggy pieces. If things are going to fall off, they want to be suspended. I don't like things with a foam pad and then a dip and then another foam pad. So when they go in the post, they don't look very nice. I'm going to cut a little piece off here again, just off the corner, the edges. Okay, and pop that in there. Just enough just to catch that. My fingers are a bit sticky now. So Celebration, we have, I'm going to show you a slide at the a sheet at the end. For those of you still got things to purchase from your from this catalogue while Celebration is still on, there are some new products coming out in Celebration. So if you've bought stuff already and you've got things, or you want to have something else to entice you, you might find there's something in there you really want to have. So I'm going to be sharing those with you in a sec. This one, like I say, this could go on here as a second layer if you wanted to put that in and cover a hole. But I quite like leaving those separate, but they won't be wasted. Okay, so there's two just showing you those dies. So I've got those two there. We've agreed the big banner is too big. So I'm going to have a little scrap of the Calypso Coral. We're going to use the black ink, Memento, and just stamp that on here gently without jogging you. Oh, Michelle, that's an oldie for me, I'm afraid. I've been gutting. Scrapbookers call it gutting. When you have a whole sheet of scrapbook paper and you then... How did that one come in? Shaz, Smudges here. She's just telling you she's arrived. Let me get up there. Yes, scrapbookers, if you have a whole big 12-inch page, one of these pages are made for scrapbook size, the 12-inch. So if you imagine using a page, you don't want to stick things on top of it and then use a whole sheet up. So you can gut underneath and you take sections out so you can reuse them on something else. Yes, good evening to you too, madam. Ooh. Got something else to show you here. By accident, a scrap, and just show you how these things can be used. Okay, I'm going to use this. It is literally a scrap. It's a funny shape. And I think that colour will go on there and this one on there. So, bring that one back. Just worried when the animals come. There we go. Husband's there, he's going to shut the door now. I don't know how she managed to push that door open. Yes, please. Okay, so there's my little friend. And I'll take a couple of pieces off here, off the other machine. So these little banners are so nice for making little I call them little bricks. There's no specific name for them. But when you get a little tiny cut out like that, it looks like a little house brick. Okay. And I like the coordination, I love the coordination of colour. So like this one, it has actually got, you probably won't see it on the camera. Let me just turn this over. If I hold that up, I don't know if you can see, there is a little raised edge around that. It's kind of like a little bit of embossed edge to it. So like here, if I put that one up over here, it's going to coordinate, or down here, you can put it where you like, but I like it against the paler colour. So do that for one, and then we'll do the other one. Okay. And I say one of these nights I'm actually going to use up, I've got a scrap pot over the back there, and I'm actually going to use the scraps, the pieces that I have left over from projects to make up cards with the bits left over. As well. The other one's slightly smaller, the one that cuts the love out, it's only 4 digits. I'll take that off. Okay, that one in the pot. So these two can now come down again. So we can work out where we'd like to place those. Just to balance the size of the card up, I do quite like them up there. Okay, why I was just laughing at this, when I got that scrap of card out, look at this one. This is the stitched leaves. Can you see that raised on there? It's all dots. I have used this one online before, but it's all stitched leaves and it's beautiful. But that would make another nice background behind there because it's the leaves with the flowers. So I'm going to leave that one out. Leave that one out. Oh, look, Sandra's on the ball tonight. So I'm going to place this one on here. I like it half on and half off. So I'm going to put one little dimensional on that corner. Okay, the tiny ones were here. Just to balance it, okay, take one of those and put it that end. Okay, take the backing off and then hold that. And that will remind me I'm going to put Tombow at the other end. Just a tiny little bit and balance that where you'd like. So this is flat. Okay, make sure it's straight. There we go, and there's one. And the same kind of with this one. Okay, just one at this far end. Okay, on there. Take that off. And then some Tombow. Just through the middle. I always pick them up with my finger on the sticky because it just helps. So this one, again, just hanging off the end. Okay, making sure it's straight. There we go. And there's two nice quick little cards. Now, of course, we could have the splatter on this one more so. I'm just going to take, don't laugh at me. I have an Amazon box here. Okay, if I take it over so there's no label on it, I want to do a splatter on here. So I have my Wink of Stella. And I have a tissue here somewhere. I put in the bin earlier, there we go. And I'm just going to squeeze this onto the tissue just to make sure I can see the mica coming into the, oh, it's a little bit empty I think. We'll see how we go with that. Now, can you remember, yes, there's some coming out. Can you remember how I said I used to knock this against here, but I'm flicking, the ink is coming up and down like this. Okay, so it's going further. Whereas if you hold it down like this and you tap this, you are knocking the ink off that nib. So if you haven't seen me do that before, just try it the other way round. Okay, and we're just tapping some of this out. Okay, there is little pieces on here I can see, but they're so fine you possibly won't pick them up on the camera. Okay, and when you think you've used that up, just squeeze it again to get some more down. Okay. The closer you get to the card without touching it, because you'll have a smear on there, the smaller the dots, the closer they are. Further up here, and they could go anywhere. Okay. Now I'm going to put the lid back on that one. That one is nearing its end. So I have a brand new one there to use. So if I take the lid off here, when they come, you have a little black washer in here. It's amazing how many people don't realise this. That washer has to come out, okay, before it will work. And when we take that out and then we put this together, the little barrel inside there is going to be pierced. So we'll put this together. There's a little funnel in there and it's now going to pierce that mica. Now this is full of mica in here. So I'm just going to show you how this comes down the barrel. The barrel is completely clean. Can you see that on there? Okay, come back and watch, bless you. So I'm now squeezing this down and you'll see some mica start to come in this barrel. Okay, but I always give you a word of warning, never do this over your project, because when you are least expecting it, you will suddenly get a blob where you don't want it. Okay, just make sure that's coming down. I can see some in there, so that's good. Okay, so now we're going to do that again, but you'll see the blobs get bigger because it's a fresher. Yeah, there's some bigger ones on there. Should put this on mute when I do this. I think that's enough. Okay, put my lid on and we're ready to go. Okay, so on there now, I'm going to take this. Just happened to be a packet that came today, so that's had a use, hasn't it? I like recycling. Okay, so I won't smudge this now. You notice that I've put this all together first, and these little specks on here, I hope you can see them in the light. You might not be able to, but just trust me, that is lovely and sparkly on there. So you can see at that angle the nice pale colour we put underneath the freesia, but it has got glitter on there. It's beautiful, absolutely lovely. So there's 2 simple little cards, mainly just using just the papers. Okay. Yeah, it is a great technique. It's lovely. It just adds that little bit of glitter on there, just nice and subtle. And I do dispose of this responsibly as well. That goes into the plastic recycling. So I won't let the cats play with that. There we go. So let me just move those out of the way so I don't smudge them. And I'm just going to bring this sheet on because Celebration have got some extra additional Celebration items, so free, that start today. Okay, we are keep reminding me it is the 1st today. So my printer is getting a little bit low on ink, but I'm going to run these through with you. So we have the Kindness Cards kit. So these first 2 are our kits collection. Okay, and then the Let's Party treat packaging. They're like little pillow boxes, these ones here. Then we have some white frayed ribbon here in this box. Then we have some punches. There's 2 punches on here. This is the Essentials Tag Punch. And then the Songbird Builder Punch. The Songbird goes with the stamp set. Okay, both of those, all of these items with the blue dots on them are free with a £45 purchase. Okay, we have a couple of embossing folders. We've got one Into the Clouds embossing folder and then the Hive 3D embossing folder. And then we have some decorative masks here, which is great for mixed media. And then some 12-inch paper. Enjoy the journey. So 12-inch papers. And then lastly, the orange dot is actually a £90 spend. And you can get the Eden's Garden bundle. So the stamps and the dies as a bundle. And you can have that free for £90 spend. Okay, so just wanted to point those out to you because it's hot off the press today. Okay, and they are all while stocks last till the 28th of February. Okay, the kits are not in the annual catalogue. Some of these are in the annual catalogue, so they would probably be restocked, so that I'm not likely to run out, but I can't guarantee that for you. Okay, so there's the 2 cards again for you to have a look at, and then the envelope flaps on those envelopes I will decorate as well. Probably time wise I can just do a couple. Take a couple of envelopes out of here. Okay, you saw me do this the other day. One of the quickest ways to do these is to have the whole section on the back here. So let me just see which papers I've got here. This piece. I've made a little mountain here. Don't know where I've put it. This piece here is the back of this one, and that could do for the purple one. So we could put this on here. So we're going to lay that all over the back here, paying attention to the edges. Okay, and then lay that piece on there. It is a remnant, you can see. We haven't got any we've got one image there. We haven't got many major images. So I'm just going to lay that against the fold, press it down, turn it and make sure it's lined up to the top. Okay, it's all of that flap, and then we cut around the outside edge. Okay, so again, these pieces coming off here will still be able to be used, even if you're just using the leaves or just the flower in that case, but they work well. Okay, and because the paper is free from Celebration with a £45 purchase, this is one of my ones I'm using most at the moment. I do love lots of them, but this is one of the ones I've done most. Just take a little bit more off there. Left a little bulge in there, and then that one is ready to go. And then the other one is this paper. I'm sure I had an offcut there somewhere, but if not, I can't find it. So I'm going to put this one because it coordinates with this. Just a quickie, if you can bear with me. I'm going to show you another little trick. Oh, there it is. There we go. So we don't waste that big piece. We'll use this piece. But what I do like to do, if you had a piece of, I'll show you with that. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Those that know me well know that's my head jumping all over the place. So because here, take that one out of the way. Because we're here, we have the orange border, and then we have the paper. Okay. if your piece of paper wasn't big enough, say that was only that depth and you wanted to fill this in, then if you attach a little edge decoration like so, we'll do it with this one. Let me grab me tweezers and just show you what I mean. So you can bridge the gap. Don't cut into a big piece of paper just to get that decorative envelope. So we're going to lay that on there, lining it up like so. Okay, and then we will obviously not use that piece, but that would be your piece that you'd use at the end if you needed to. This one I'm then going to bring just over there. So my adhesive will run along this edge of the calypso and then round the envelope. Okay, and scribble through the middle. Lost my container. And then place the paper on top. Okay, so you can leave this as wide a gap as you like. Pop that on there, but just make sure that it's an even border. Okay, and then we're going to cut this piece off, and these will not waste. This can be used as another panel on a card. So just cut around here, and then I will let you go and go to bed or watch the telly, whatever you're doing next. Okay, just come all the way down here, straight off with that piece, around the corner. Okay, and down here. There we go. I've got the pieces of card at the edges there, so just snip those tiny little pieces off, not much waste. Okay, and then we shut that, and you can see how that coordinates with your card. Got a beautiful envelope flap, and then the card as well. Okay, so I hope you like those. Haven't caught up with all the comments again. Sorry, there's lots of you commenting, or Linda's commenting. Lovely finish. It is a nice finish. It is just nice to just finish those off. But if you have a tiny strip like this, I would cut a strip down here, and I could put that on the edge of the envelope again with a little orange border. So like this piece here. So you can have a little strip and then a piece of paper. Nothing goes to waste. So we try and use everything we possibly can. But as a set like that, and like so, they just go together really nicely, don't they? Okay, so that's all from me tonight. Don't forget, you've got your celebration. Let me just take that off and get you across there. You've got celebrations still running for another whole month. It's 2 months, and that will be it for the year. There's no more celebrations. We have got other promotions coming along, and there will be an online exclusive in March. Okay, we're just getting demos, we're just getting the pre-order of that now. Okay, oh bless you, Claire, thank you. Pleased you enjoyed those. They're quite simple cards, but sometimes I'm winging it, and I wanted to just showcase something else differently. So we've done a little bit more tonight, and then I will do something else next week. I will be back on Sunday at 8 o'clock. As always, if you've got any requests, then please just drop me a line and let me know, and if I can incorporate it in somewhere, then I'll put you on the list. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you've hit the like and subscribe button so you can get notified when I go live again. Okay, so that's all from me for now. I will shut up and go and get a cup of tea because I'm a bit hoarse now, and I will